This is an ABC News special report. Now reporting, Tom Yamas.
And good evening, and we are coming back on the air with new details on the tragic death of NBA legend Kobe Bryant. ABC News confirming the five-time NBA champion for the Los Angeles Lakers was among 5 people killed when a helicopter crashed and caught fire in Southern California. Authorities in Los Angeles County are holding a news conference now. Let's go to that.
Good afternoon. My name is Daryl Osby, and I'm the fire chief of the Los Angeles County Fire Department. I want to thank you for coming here to today's briefing of the Willow incident. Today, shortly before 10 o'clock at 9:47 a.m., the Los Angeles County Fire Department received a 911 call of a potential helicopter down in a brush fire at the intersection of Los Virgenes Road and Willow Glen Street in the city of Calabasas in unincorporated Los Angeles County. Upon arrival, our firefighters discovered approximately a quarter-acre brush fire that resulted from a crash on the hillside. The Los Angeles County Fire Department initial response was 15 pieces of apparatus and 56 personnel that consisted of paramedics, engine company, heavy rescue, truck company, hand crews, and aircraft, and a chief officer to oversee the incident. Upon arrival, during the incident, and upon arrival of the Sheriff's Department, our two respective departments entered into unified command to handle this incident. Our firefighters on scene indicated that there was a debris field and steep terrain with a quarter-acre brush fire that was occurring at the time. Our firefighters hiked in to the accident site with their medical equipment and hose lines to extinguish the stubborn fire, as it included the brush fire, debris from a helicopter, and the fire also included magnesium, which is very hard for our firefighters to extinguish because magnesium reacts with oxygen and water. In addition to our firefighters hiking into the incident, we had one helicopter flying to the incident with firefighter paramedics on board. Those paramedics were hoisted down to the incident early into the incident. They did a search of the area for survivors. Unfortunately, all the survivors on board were determined to have been perished. Firefighters and hand crews worked to extinguish the fire while carefully preserving the incident for investigation. Currently, the investigation is still ongoing. I would like to turn this over to my sheriff to continue the press briefing.
Thank you, Chief Osby. Personnel from Los Angeles Sheriff's Station responded to the scene of the crash site and assisted the fire department, and we've established a containment area, and now our Aero Bureau has a handle on traffic or aircraft accidents. However, when there's a fatality, then it switches to the National Transportation Safety Bureau, the NTSB, and the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA. FAA is already on scene and assisting. We're waiting the arrival of the coroner's office to assist in the recovery of the remains. As the chief indicated, there were no survivors. We have a manifest that indicates that there was 9 people on board the aircraft, the pilot plus 8 individuals. There is wide speculation as to who the identities are. However, it is entirely inappropriate right now to identify anyone by name until the coroner has made the identification through their very deliberative process, and they've made notifications to next of kin. And it'd be extremely disrespectful to understand that your loved one was perished and you learn about it from TMZ. That is just wholly inappropriate, so we're not going to be going there. We're going to wait till the coroner does their job, and we're assisting the families of those who believe they've been impacted, and it's a tough process. And our hope goes out to all of the members that were on board, all the family of everyone who was on board this aircraft, and God bless their souls. So at this point in time, we have nothing that we can add until the coroner does their job, and we'll be making those notifications when we have that information. and we know the next of kin have been notified, then we can release the information publicly. And you'll be notified in subsequent announcements.
Sheriff, there is one thing you can confirm. Do we have a
9
confirmation actually of 9 bodies there at the scene?
That is our belief, yes.
Thank you. So we realize at this point there are so many questions. There's a lot of information out there, and again, we understand. There's a lot of information that's floating, but we certainly have a responsibility and an obligation, out of respect, of course, for the families. And this is a very difficult time for us all, for the city. We have the mayor.
Okay, we've just been listening to this news conference there in Los Angeles County on the helicopter crash that involved Kobe Bryant. We've just learned that there were 9 people on board, according to the manifest. Authorities do believe 9 people perished, the pilot plus 8 other people. Again, this is the breaking news that we've been following all day. The sad news that Kobe Bryant has died in a helicopter crash in Los Angeles County, and Calabasas is the city. I want to go right now to Matt Gutman, our chief national correspondent, who's been on the scene from the get-go. Matt?
Hey, Tom, you may still be able to see that smoldering wreckage up on the hillside, and I'll give you an indication of how steep it is and how difficult it was for firefighters to get there. Originally, we just heard from L.A. County Fire that they actually helicoptered, lowered somebody down from a helicopter, tried to get to that debris. What they found apparently were 9 bodies, 9 people on the manifest, 8 passengers, including 1 pilot. Now, from other sources, we've confirmed, obviously, that Kobe Bryant was on that plane. The NBA reporting that his daughter was also on that helicopter as well. Now, earlier I reported that it was believed that 4 of Kobe's children were on that flight. That is incorrect. Unfortunately, this is a horrible tragedy, and one of his daughters was on the helicopter at the time. Obviously, they're still working this investigation. The NTSB is coming. The FAA is already on scene. The coroner is going to make the final determination of who exactly was on that plane. But again, I apologize for those remarks earlier about Kobe's family on that helicopter. One of his daughters apparently was on the helicopter, according to the NBA. Again, this is a tragedy that is hitting all of Southern California. We saw people sitting here crying, people wrapped in Kobe Bryant towels and jerseys, just really hurt that this has happened to this community, and of course for basketball in America as well. Very hard hitting, the impact here. Tom?
It no doubt is rocking people all over the country. A horrible tragedy is right. Matt, thank you for that. I want to go to a moment now to show you what Kobe Bryant meant to the people of Los Angeles. This was at the Staples Center earlier today. And again, that's the Staples Center there. Fans chanting, "Thank you, Kobe." We will have complete coverage tonight on world news coming up. Live updates on abcnews.com. And join us later tonight for a special presentation, Kobe Bryant, Death of a Legend, on ABC at 10 o'clock. We thank you for joining us. We now return to our scheduled programming.
This has been a special report from ABC News.